talking about her favourite music. Sharon, you're very welcome to the programme.
Thank you.
First of all, I could ask you what's happening in your life in terms of music at the moment, because there's so much, isn't there? There's a solo album, tour, all the rest of it. That's coming up over the next while, is it?
Yeah.
And what's been happening? Have you been writing songs with other people or writing songs by yourself, or what is it?
Well, for about the last year and a half, I've been writing by myself at home and just compiling a solo album. So.
Right, and when you do that, do you bring it to the musicians that are in the studio thinking, oh, so-and-so will be good with that, or so-and-so there, or I need a bit of something else there? Or do you decide on other things that might embellish the stuff? Have you done enough to know that now, or do you always get advice from someone else?
No, I pretty much decide now myself. I have a lot of experience with the music industry at this stage. I mean, you know, with the Corrs, I mean, we used a lot of different producers, a lot of different musicians. Although I would say that if you know, we have the Corrs had a great band, Anta Drennan, Keith Duffy, Jay Duffy as well, and they're with me now, and we're working on the new songs. And we actually just went in last week to the studio for the first time. It was the first time they heard the songs that I'd written, and it came together really well, and we loved it. So
it's looking good, is it?
Yeah, I was really happy, because you don't know when you're writing how it's going to work on stage. You kind of hope, and the thing is that, you know, I write because I want to tour. I love music, so I just want to keep touring, and I want to work as a musician.
Okay, well, let's take a look then at some of your choices music-wise. Just as a song you picked from a band, which wasn't the band itself necessarily. I don't know if you're a Razorlight fan, but you did pick that American song they have, the In America thing. Yeah. What is it about that? Is it just the catchy pop songness of it all?
Yeah, pretty much so. I think I remember it was up for a Brit, and I think it was up against Patience. It was up against Take That, and it was a real difficult one, because I think it was the song of the year, and Patience came in a little bit later, and it was also an amazing, amazing pop song. But I love the sort of retro feel of that song. I love the sort of influence of the Bob Geldofs and that sort of thing.
Yeah,
it was
very kind of ratsy. Yeah.
Oh, geez, it's very Boomtown Rats. It really is. So, I mean, I loved that about it, and I found it very, very, very refreshing at the time. All right, well, let's take a listen to it now and see if it's still refreshing. In America, this is Razorlight. From Razorlight, Sharon Corr is here talking about her favourite music. Sharon, some of the other ones, but you picked Fleetwood Mac. Now, that was pretty obvious, really, in some ways. Now, why would I say it was obvious? Are we going back Patrick's Day to the famous gig in London or whatever, and do you remember they were on stage with you and all that? Well, I mean, I have to say, I mean, you know, Fleetwood Mac was a massive influence, and for me, actually, a lot of my influences would be late 60s, early 70s. Even though, I mean, I was only, you know, born in 1970 or whatever, but they're all my influence, and it really goes back to great melodies, great songwriting, great bands that can actually play their music and get out there and do it and love it. But, you know, Dreams was a song that we covered mostly by chance. It was there was a tribute album to Fleetwood Mac, and you know, we got asked to do it, and Dreams was available. We were really, really, really lucky, and it was funny because we'd already had huge success in Australia and places like Denmark and stuff, but and in Ireland also we'd had, you know, quite substantial success, but we really hadn't broken the UK, which is a market you need to break. And when we did Dreams, it worked on radio. And then we were able to do St. Patrick's Day in the Albert Hall, and that was a real turnaround it was a real milestone for the band. And,
what was it like for Caroline, doing this, and then your man Mick Fleetwood doing this?
I think at the time we were kind of so young that you didn't really understand, you know. Oh, sorry, no, I didn't mean that.
I did.
But you did. But, you know, I think you don't... There's a great thing about youth that gives you the confidence to do just whatever, whereas when you get older, you sort of analyse everything. You think, oh, my God, that's Mick Fleetwood. It was a little nerve-wracking for Caroline, but he was just like this gentle giant. He was so lovely and so happy to do it. He enjoyed every moment of it. He was great. All
right, well then, as you mentioned, one of the biggest pop phenomenons of the 1970s direction, one of the Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks kind of thing. Let's take a little bit. This is music from Fleetwood Mac. Music from Fleetwood Mac, and we're talking to Sharon Corr about favourite music here. Sharon, amongst the things, by the way, in the last bunch of years, first of all, you haven't been around as Corrs-wise the last while, and you've had a couple of kids. Congratulations. Everything fantastic, I presume. You love the life that way, but you do want to get back and play music, is that it?
Yeah, I mean, we basically stopped you know, performing as the Corrs because we needed to have children. I mean, it was otherwise we were just going to get too old. The biological clock was ticking very loudly in my ear anyway at that stage. So I needed to stop and have children because it's really impossible when you're on the treadmill of touring and then album, and then touring an album. So, yeah.
Okay, one of the pieces of music that you... Oh, yeah, something I wanted to say about all that time. I knew there was something. Yeah. The MBE. You got an MBE.
Yeah.
Was that cool, was it? Are you Sharon Corr MBE? Or
honorary
is it
MBE.
Corr's MBE?
Well, I think because we're Irish, we're sort of an honorary MBE. But, it was really nice. I mean, it was in recognition of the charitable work that we had done. It was in recognition of what we'd done for the Omagh bombing and the Prince's Trust over the years. So, yes, it was definitely an honour. Yeah, it was really, really nice to get that.
What was the Queen like?
Oh, she didn't give us the MBE. No, we got it in the embassy in Dublin.
I happened to be in... where is this she lives again? I've forgotten the name of the place she lives in.
Buckingham Palace.
Oh, Buckingham Palace, yeah, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, I was in the palace there one day at a gig. She was 100 years on the crown or whatever it was.
Jubilee,
Jubilee, whatever, many years it was, I don't know.